Hi, it's Miss Melissa with 4-H. I wanted to show you a kind of simple craft project that you can do that can be a sewing project or a non-sewing project depending on your skill level. And this is another way to upcycle some of your t-shirts. I know many of you are like me. We have tons of t-shirts. We get them at sporting events, at 4-H events, and sometimes you just got to do something with them. And so if you've got some that are still in good shape but you want to keep and repurpose, maybe this project is for you. We're going to make a shopping tote out of a t-shirt. So what you're going to do to get started is find the t-shirt that you're going to use, and you're going to want to cut the sleeves off. And make sure that you get them even as you do this. And you're going to use your fabric shears. And let's talk real quick about scissors and shears when we're talking with fabric. Shears are the ones that have the longer blades. They have the bent handle. Scissors are typically shorter blades, straight handle. Find you a good set of shears and scissors that are made just for fabric and only use them on fabric. If you use them on paper or any other materials, they will get dull and they will not cut your fabric as cleanly as you would like. Something else you could use is a rotary cutter. But as a beginning sewer or beginning crafter, I would suggest not using the rotary cutter. They are extremely sharp and should only be used with some adult supervision. So today I'm going to use my shears for this. So I'm going to take right along the edge, the seam here of the t-shirt, and I'm going to cut right up to that seam. As close as I can get. If you're a little crooked on it, it's okay. Save the sleeve. You could use that for some other upcycle projects. So let's move my t-shirt over so I can get to the other sleeve. I've got it all laid out fairly even, right? And I'm going to cut as close to that seam as I can. Now you could take out a little bit more and cut out the seams, but the seams provide a little bit of stability for your shirt. Next you're going to want to, and if you have a little bit of random pieces, cut those off too. Next you're going to want to cut the top so that the shoulders become the handles of your bag. And depending on your design, you may be okay cutting down just to the top of the design, or you may have to actually cut into your design just a little bit. So I'm going to save this so I can do it real precise because I'm going to actually sew this one. The one I'm going to finish for you, I've already cut off the sleeves. You can see I've already cut the neck down on there. To make sure that you get that even after you've cut both of those, you'll want to fold your t-shirt and just double check. And if you see any little edges that are kind of uneven, go back with your shears and just try to get those as even as you can. And it's hard. We know t-shirts stretch when we're trying to do things with them, so it's okay. From this point, I'm going to lay my t-shirt back out flat. And because I'm going to show you how to do a tied version, which is a no sewing version, I'm actually going to go and cut off the bottom hem of my t-shirt. We know that hems are the parts of our shirts or our clothing that are at the edges. So the edge of the sleeve would have a hem, the edge of your pants. The stitching that holds the sleeve together to the shirt is actually called a seam. So seams will be typically at the shoulders, down the legs. So this is a good way to learn some sewing terms as you're working on this crafting project. So I'm going to cut right above that hem all the way across. And if you're a good crafter, you save all the pieces because you never know when inspiration or something might hit and you need this little piece of fabric for something. So we're going to lay our t-shirt back out. And now at the bottom, we're going to very carefully, and this is where this little piece could come back in handy. You're going to cut about an inch or so up, and we're going to cut it like fringe. So you may want to lay that piece back out across there so you know to cut up to the edge of that. And you're just going to cut fringe. These are going to be about a 1/2 inch across. We don't want them super big, and we don't want them super little. So I'm cutting these all the way across. And once again, depending on the size of your t-shirt, will determine how long it takes you to cut your fringe. So I'm getting there. Don't give up. Your hand's going to get tired. And done. So now I'm going to remove that piece. And on the very end pieces, I'm going to have to kind of, where my t-shirt was folded, I'm going to have to split that one up the center on both sides. And then I'm just going to take the pieces, I'm going to tie them. Being a t-shirt, it is going to stretch a little bit, and that's a good thing. That's going to help hold the knots in. So you want to tie it and then double knot it to ensure that it stays together. And it's going to be a little tight to get started, but it's going to be a great little project for you to do. So I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm going to tie a lot of these, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, I'm back and I'm almost finished. I've got just a couple more little to tie here to finish up the bottom fringe. I noticed in the middle I had to cut my strips just a little bit longer, and it's from where you're pulling those as you go across. So you may have to make some adjustments like I did in the middle. But I'm to my last knot there. And as you can see, it has this nice cool fringe to the bottom. And so now your tote, if you want to turn it around, you can pull out and you'll see you've got your two handles. And you've got this nice good sized tote that could be used to carry stuff from the farmer's market if you and your family go and get fresh fruits and vegetables during the summer. This could be used to take stuff into sports tournaments. Maybe you need to change your clothes in there, your spare shoes, because the good news about this tote bag once you're done with it is it's totally washable. It's a t-shirt. It's still a t-shirt. And so this may be useful for me to carry stuff to and from 4-H meetings. At this point, if I wanted to tie-dye it or add any extra things to it, if you wanted to actually gather up the tops and put a little ribbon or something. But that is how you can make your own tote bag out of a t-shirt. The one I started on, the orange one, I'm actually going to take, and because I want it to be a little bit sturdier and just a little bit cleaner at the bottom, I'm going to take and actually sew the hem together. I'm going to turn it wrong side, wrong side out and do that. And just make it a little bit different kind of style. But this is something that's pretty easy for you to do. If you've got a t-shirt that you want to keep using but you can't wear it, or you want to just do something else with it, try the t-shirt tote bag. So get crafty out there and share with us some things that you've got going on. Thanks for stopping by.